My 25F brother, 23M, got married to my sister-in-law, 23F, who seemed perfect for him in every way. He proposed to her at Disney World, and as soon as they announced their engagement, she started planning the wedding. Everything was going great. Her mom gave her $20,000, and sister-in-law decided to buy the bridesmaid dresses so she was sure she could have what she wanted. She asked her 4 best friends and me to be her bridesmaids and presented the dress options to me because I was the biggest, and she wanted to make sure they fit. She got 2 colors in the same size, style, and brand, and the lighter one fit me very well. The darker one was extremely tight and short enough to not completely cover my downstairs area. I thought it had been mislabeled, and I showed her. It was the biggest size the dress came in, so obviously I couldn't wear it. She agreed and put the dresses away. Fast forward to a week before the wedding, and she decides to use the dark color, apparently forgetting that it doesn't fit, because she brought out the lighter color for each fitting. Her mom set up an extra fitting for the dark dress, and the seamstress and I both freaked out once I put it on again. I had lost 5 pounds but gained more lulu melons, 38H, and the dress was baby doll style, so it hung well above my hoo-ha. The fabric didn't have any extra to let out seams, and the only thing we could do was replace the straps to make them a couple of inches longer. The chest puckered so much that we sewed the slip part of the dress to the outer fabric to make it less noticeable, and at the end of the day, she just told me to wear shorts under it because there wasn't anything else she could do. I told sister-in-law, and she just said it couldn't be as bad as I thought and to deal with it. I said I would rather not be in the wedding at all, and she flipped. She got the whole family, immediate and extended, who were already in town, to talk to me, and I finally agreed to stay on as long as I could wear shorts under the dress. On the day of, we were getting ready, and I put on my shorts so my undergarments wouldn't show. Sister-in-law freaked and said they showed under the dress and I couldn't wear them, telling me to stop being dramatic. The other bridesmaids looked sympathetic but didn't say anything. So, I took off the shorts and held the hem as I walked and kept the flowers low. I hid in the back of all the photos, and the groomsmen who walked the aisle with me held my elbow instead of lacing arms, so I could still hold my hem and my bouquet. Immediately after photos and the ceremony, with permission from the bride and groom obtained the day before, I changed into a different outfit, same color, no embellishments, but longer. When she saw me later, she started whisper yelling at me that I was so dramatic in ruining her wedding, and told me to just leave. I didn't have a car with me, so I just sat outside the venue until the reception ended so as not to upset her further. Now, she has a photo from the ceremony hanging on her wall, and I've been completely photoshopped out of it. She's been reminiscing about the wedding recently, including me in the conversations, like, do you remember the bridesmaid dresses? Oh, they looked so good, among other things. I can't tell if she just doesn't remember or if she's trying to be mean. I am on the spectrum and not the best in social situations, so I really don't know if I'm being dramatic or if I should have just said no to being in the wedding, even through the pressure from my family. When I told my parents and brother, when we were all together one night, that the whole situation made me feel pretty bad, they all said that I was being dramatic, it was her day, and it's their house, so they can hang any art they want on the walls, and to stop complaining about the past. I hadn't brought it up at all since the wedding, so I didn't think I was complaining all that much, but maybe I was. Maybe I made the day more stressful for my sister-in-law than it needed to be. Maybe she just wanted to forget it happened, and that's why she photoshopped me out of the photo. Am I wrong for wanting to bring it up? What do I do? Update 1. I followed the advice people gave and showed my mom, dad, and brother my post and all the comments. My brother said my sister-in-law feels incredibly embarrassed that she made me wear that dress in the first place, and that's why she did all the stuff, photoshopping me out of the wedding photo on their wall, kicking me out of the reception, etc. He also said that telling me the dresses looked pretty was her way of apologizing. He asked me not to show sister-in-law the post because she'd be so sad and embarrassed. He said she's really trying to forget it happened at all. My mom said she was sorry and that she didn't realize most of that stuff had happened, and didn't know I was still upset about the dress. She said it was a crappy situation, and she understands why I would be upset, and nobody enjoyed seeing me walk down the aisle like that. She apologized for telling me to not pick that battle because she realizes now that it wasn't just a small thing to deal with, and if she had realized sister-in-law was still going with a dress that didn't fit, with more notice than a day or two, she would have done something, and maybe we could have altered the dress more or whatever. I think she's really upset that it happened and she couldn't do anything about it, and that I shared it on the internet for strangers to read. My dad laughed at everyone calling my sister-in-law the jerk. He thought my post was hilarious. I also sent the post to my cousin, who had me in her wedding after my brother's wedding, and she told me it reignited her rage from that day. She invited me to come live with her a whole state away from my parents and brother for a while. I think I'm going to do it. I have not shown the post to my sister-in-law. I'm a little afraid this has made some things worse, like my family might start fighting about it, and it would be my fault. Maybe I should have just been passive-aggressive like some people suggested. I'm sorry I don't have better news. Update 2. Lots of people have asked me to update again, so here goes. My mom really isn't the villain in this story, I promise. She was the one who got sister-in-law to agree to the shorts and the changing dresses. She didn't know I'd been photoshopped out of the picture, she hadn't ever looked at it that closely. It's hanging in my brother and sister-in-law's place. She's the one who had always advocated for me, with doctors, schools, family, and other people. I think she was just incredibly stressed and didn't realize a lot of this was happening until I brought it up the first time, and even then, I don't think I put as much gravitas on the situation as I should have. Also, she only recently realized that I don't lie. Growing up, I was known as a liar because I wasn't diagnosed to be on the spectrum yet, and I would not understand questions completely or respond to them very literally. She apparently thought I was lying when I brought up the photo earlier, having never actually looked closely at it. Now she has looked, and she's very upset. Anyway, here's the actual update. I'm in my new room at my cousin's place, and a whole lot has happened. I decided to partially take the advice from the comments on my first update, but while hopefully still honoring my brother's wishes. I do want to eventually salvage my relationship with him. Instead of showing sister-in-law my posts, I confronted her. I told her how it made me feel during the situation and in the aftermath, and I asked her why she took me out of the picture. She said she had already apologized to me after the wedding, and while she did a crappy thing, it was uncool of me to continue to bring it up. I told her I didn't remember that at all, and she said, well, I said I was sorry, and if you don't remember it, that's not my fault. I asked about the photo, and she told me that she took me out because I didn't like any of the photos, so she removed me and thought that it would have made me happy. I left the next day, and once I got to my cousin's and told her what was going on, she got really mad and went upstairs to cool off. This next part I didn't find out about until a few days ago because I had my phone off, trying to go low contact with my family. My cousin put up both my posts on sister-in-law's social media, telling everyone she was the sister-in-law, and that I had to move away because of her. Not only did all her friends and family read them in the comments, but so did her boss. My family also saw it, and apparently, everyone has been blowing her up so much that she deleted her accounts and is crying every day. She's also pregnant, and my brother has been calling my phone nonstop, leaving messages saying that I am going to make her lose the baby due to the stress I caused. People have also been calling and texting me, mostly in support but also some saying I got her fired and telling everyone what she did was not worth the fallout. My cousin says she got what she deserved, and while some of the comments have said I don't stand up for myself enough, I can't help but feel bad for her. I didn't want her to get fired, I just wanted an apology.